Hello, beauty cutie pies, it's Rowena. Let's talk about one of the most important aspects of skincare, which is moisturizing and hydrating. If you've been following along our skincare basics series, you know that toners, serums, and moisturizers help to control sebum production for oily skin, which helps fight acne and breakouts, deeply nourish dry skin, prevent early signs of fine lines and aging, and creates a strong and healthy barrier to protect us from the environment. Having moisturized and hydrated skin is not as simple as just finding the right moisturizer. It's more about how the different products work differently on skin and how layering products can help us achieve healthy, plump, and glowing bing bing skin. For today's video, we're going to dive a little deeper on the topic of moisturizing and hydrating. First off, is there a difference between the two? What are natural and synthetic ingredients to look out for or avoid for optimal moisture and hydration? 3 simple tips on how to take care of dry and eczema-prone skin. And of course, recommendations for serums and moisturizers to get that oh so juicy and supple skin. In our previous moisturizing video, which we'll link up here and down below, Mia shared her favorite products for dry and sensitive skin. Felicia shared her favorite for oily and combo skin. So today, I got you with the dry and dehydrated and combo skin type. My skin is forever epically parched and in need of moisture and deep hydration. So without further ado, let's jump into the difference between moisturizing and hydrating. A lot of times, moisturizing and hydrating are used interchangeably, and for good reason, because they both mean to make sure the skin is getting all the water it needs so that we don't experience dryness, dehydration, premature fine lines, and environmental damages to the skin. The difference between the two is really how you choose to define them. Dry skin needs oil moisture because your skin is lacking natural oils or lipids, which is what's causing your skin to be dry. On the other hand, dehydrated skin needs water or hydration because there's a lack of water in the top layer of your skin. The way we see it is that hydration in skincare means it's increasing the water content within the skin cells, and moisturizing is sealing it all in to prevent transepidermal water loss, which is water evaporating from the skin surface. One thing to keep in mind is that hydration comes before moisturizing, so let's get started with hydrating. Let's break it down. When we talk about hydration, it's natural to think of water. When we get thirsty, we need to drink and increase our water content. Same goes for our skin. Like we just mentioned, hydration adds water to the skin, which makes the skin cells swell up, which helps reflect light and make your complexion look more radiant and bouncy. Skin cells becoming fuller and more juicy will reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles because of the plumping effect of hydration. Fun fact about water, a lot goes on inside our bodies when we drink water for it to eventually lead to healthy and hydrated skin. The idea that drinking water directly helps our skin is a little misunderstood. When we drink water, it first goes to other organs like the kidneys, bladder, and liver first, which then helps flush out toxins inside the body, which then helps to clear our skin from the inside and out. Now, when there's a decrease in water content within our skin cells, they become dehydrated and shriveled, which leads to dull skin. Imagine our cells are like green grapes, still fresh on the vine. When it's healthy and filled with high water content, it's juicy, plump, and oh so sweet. But when grapes lose their water content and gets dried out under the sun, they become raisins. This is how our cells work as well. So what's the best way to beat dehydrated skin? Serums! We have an entire video about serums, so feel free to take a look if you want an in-depth breakdown of what it is, how it works, and why it's important in our skincare routine. In a nutshell, serums are topical hydrators. When your skin is dehydrated, its protective barrier is compromised and weakened. So serums are key to repairing that damage. Because serums are jam-packed with moisturizing and active ingredients, it's able to penetrate the skin far more effectively. The key takeaway when it comes to hydration is that you're essentially infusing your cells with water and improving your skin's ability to absorb moisture and nutrients, which is why you'll see a lot of skincare brands like Avène and La Roche-Posay build their products around French thermal spring water as their key ingredient, or Laneige and their water bank line, or L'Occitane and the Aqua Rotier line. It's all got to do with that fresh H2O. Moving on to moisture. Those with dry skin naturally produce less oils compared to those with oily skin. This is genetics and not something we can change. Sad face. When it comes to moisturizing for dry and dehydrated skin, it's all about trapping moisture in to seal, build, and protect the skin's protective barrier. In summary, moisturizers can be a humectant, occlusive, or emollient. You can think of it as delivering hydration, softening the skin, all the while sealing all that moisture and water content in the skin to stop it from evaporating. Occlusives are a simple moisturizer that forms a barrier over your skin that water can't penetrate, and the moisture gets trapped in under your skin. Emollients are a more popular form form of moisturizers and are used interchangeably to refer to products that soften, protect, moisturize, and lubricate the skin. As Felicia said in the last video, it's like conditioner for your hair, but it's for your skin. Humectants are moisturizers that help encourage young cells to emerge to the surface of the skin and reduce any flakiness and dry skin. Now the question is, do I need more hydration or moisturization or both in my life? Dehydrated skin tends to look dull and feel tight even when it's properly moisturized. This is why serums are to be applied first, as the most hydrating treatment serums contain humectants. And once you get that layer of hydration on, you want to seal it all in with a moisturizer and oftentimes facial oil to prevent dry skin from being rough and flaky. This combination creates a healthy balance for your skin. And we'll talk about all of the best serums and moisturizers in just a little bit, but before we get there, let's look at some specific ingredients you should focus on. And again, I'm only focusing on dry and dehydrated skin because Mia and Felicia covered the other skin types in the previous video. So let's move on to ingredients for dry skin. For dry skin, or actually any skin type, you'll want products that draw water to the cells to hydrate without making it oily. This can be achieved by using natural and synthetic humectants. Natural humectants will help your skin hydrate itself, so look for products that contain hyaluronic acid, which is a naturally occurring substance that our body makes, but also a really hydrating ingredient in skincare that's safe for every skin types because it hydrates without the greasiness. Aloe. Studies have shown that aloe vera extract has shown to increase the water content significantly on the skin when used. Honey is super hydrating and an anti-inflammatory ingredient that also helps fight acne. AHAs, or alpha hydroxy acids, are gentle exfoliators like lactic acid, mandelic acid, or glycolic acid that can be found in a lot of fruits like papaya, apple, and even apple cider vinegar. There's also algae and marine extract. Algae is a deeply hydrating ingredient that stores water. Other more natural ingredients to look out for dry skin is colloidal oatmeal, which is an FDA-designated skin protectant that relieves itchy or dry skin and minor irritation caused by eczema, rashes, and other skin conditions. There's also shea butter, coconut oil, but use with caution because it's only for people with super dry skin because it can easily clog pores. And lastly, there's ceramides. So these moisturizing ingredients repair and protect the skin and relieve itching and irritation. Some examples of synthetic humectants that also help to bind and draw hydration to the cells are glycerin, which is naturally occurring and can be synthetic depending on the product. It's easily absorbed by the skin and holds water really well because it works by finding the balance between the water content in the air and in the skin. In general, you'll see these in most of your serums and moisturizers because they're a mixture of naturally derived and synthetic humectants. These ingredients are water soluble and won't clog your pores. The most important thing when looking for skincare is to choose products with ingredients that offer long-lasting benefits. A synthetic hydrator is definitely safe to use and helps your skin look and feel soft today. So here's what you will want to stay away from: kaolin clay, or just clays in general, charcoal, high levels of salicylic acid or BHA, a little is fine but not too much. Also tea tree, witch hazel, which is an astringent, and fragrance or perfumes in your products. All of these ingredients above work to absorb the skin's natural oils and can very easily over dry already dry skin and strip the top layer of the epidermis, resulting in a weakened skin barrier, which then leads to redness and inflammation, both things that we don't want, especially if you already have dry skin. Now moving on to what you guys came here for, product recommendations for hydration and moisturizing. Let's start with hydration. So for the most part, hydrating ingredients usually come in gel form or serum form or toner. And today I'm going to share with you guys 3 of my current favorites. The one I've been loving most is the La Roche-Posay Hyla B5 Serum. There's glycerin, sodium hyaluronate, as well as hyaluronic acid. Both of these are very hydrating ingredients. And there's also vitamin B5, which stabilizes the skin barrier, which reduces the amount of water that is lost through the skin and thus helps to improve skin softness and elasticity. So yes, this has been one of the most hydrating serums I've used, and it's perfect for the winter, perfect for my dry and very parched skin. The essence from Pyeongkang Yul has also been one of Felicia and my favorites. For her oily and combo skin, for my dry combo dehydrated skin, it works really beautifully. Most products have water as the first ingredient, but not for this essence toner. The first ingredient, which composes 91.3% of this serum essence, is milk fect extract. extract. It's filled with antioxidants and is anti-inflammatory, and this gel-type toner quickly absorbs to hydrate and strengthen the skin. There's also the Mizon Hyaluronic Acid 100. The second ingredient is sodium hyaluronate. There's also a lot of root extracts as well as fruit extracts to help you make your skin nice and supple and beautiful. Moving on to moisturizers for your face. My current favorite is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Face Moisturizers. This repair cream has oatmeal extract to prevent flaking and dryness, and there are antioxidants to protect against free radical damage, allantoin to soothe irritation, and eucalyptus oil to help with inflammation. And another one I've been loving is the Make Prem Micro Tension Cream. This is a perfect dupe for the Tatcha cream water that Felicia and I have been raving about. There's glycerin, botanical oils, ceramides, Arctic raspberry extract. How cool does that sound? Sodium hyaluronate, hyaluronic acid, and citric acid, as well as hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid. So different molecular size hyaluronic acid targets and will be able to penetrate different layers of your skin. This moisturizer is perfect for very dry skin. So we got Team Beauty Within to try a bunch of moisturizers last week. And for people with normal and oily skin, they couldn't really use this because when they applied it to their hands and to their skin, it just sat on top of their skin like a film of oil that just would not sink in at all. Moving on to body moisturizers. So the Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion has been something that I've been using for the past 10+ years. It's the only moisturizer I've found so far that doesn't make me break out in hives or doesn't inflame my already inflamed eczema. I find it gentle enough for my very sensitive and can be temperamental eczema skin. There's also the Avène Lipid Replenishing Cream, and Avène is well known for all of the products having thermal spring water as well as evening primrose oil. The CeraVe Moisturizing Cream is an affordable drugstore cream that's rich but also absorbs into the skin quickly to restore the skin barrier. I've tried this before and I just found that Aveeno works a lot better for my skin, but I do know that CeraVe is a cult favorite for those who have very dry skin and who have eczema. There's also the Bioderma Intensive Balm. Reviews have said that people who have struggled with eczema for years use this, and their skin never felt as moisturized as when they use this balm. And within a week, their deeply dry skin started to heal and it's non-greasy. I'm gonna check this out. Does sound like a dream. All right, so what are some lifestyle tips for dry and eczema-prone skin? The first thing is to avoid long showers. Hot showers tend to strip away much more of your skin's natural oils, which can make dry and sensitive skin even worse and even more drying. And this doesn't just apply to the skin, but also to your hair. If you feel like your hair is always frizzy and brittle, hot water doesn't help with this. So keep temperatures moderately warm and don't take too long in the shower. Also, this is something that my aunt shared with me when I was really little and struggling very hard with eczema, is to apply cream or your lotions while the skin is damp. So right as you finish showering, when it's still steamy, when it's still hot, before you open the door, I like having my Aveeno with me in the shower. So right after I was showering, I just pat myself dry and then slather on the lotion. So it's important to moisturize immediately after when the skin is still damp, because moisturizers trap the water in the skin. So after you shower, if you go about your day, dry yourself off, and then you put on moisture, by then all the water on your skin would have already been dry or evaporated. So it's very important to seal the moisture in while it is still moisturized. Also, be mindful of clothing and the material that can irritate your skin. It's best to wear breathable materials like cotton and silk. My mom's always told me to avoid polyester and wools directly on my skin, especially during the winter. I make sure to wear an undershirt or something under my sweater that's either silk or cotton to help form a little protective barrier between my skin and the sweaters. And the last thing is hydration and diet. It's important to stay hydrated from the inside so you can be hydrated on the outside, and we'll dedicate a full video on diet in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that. For the time being, here's the previous video on all things about moisturizers featuring me and Felicia talking about their personal recommendations for sensitive and acne-prone skin, as well as the importance of moisturizing, why it's important, what it actually does for you. They do this really cool test where they test the water content of their skin with this little device, and we all need to moisturize. I think if that's the key takeaway of today's video, hydration, moisturizer, very important. So thank you so much for joining us. Felicia will be back in the next video, and we'll see you next week. Bye.